Welcome to Operation Exchange.
Intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised. Well, today looked like that USAID place was shut down. I don't know if it's permanent or whatever, but in light of that, I'm not trying to get too political, but we have some government wasteful spending to talk about. So this is going to be like a relaxed episode, and we're waiting on some interviews to come across.
Yeah.
So for the continuation of the first series. So, start it out.
Well, let's start with $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. I don't really know why our tax dollars need to do that, but
yeah, I have no idea. When we're looking some of this stuff up, it looks like a lot of fact checkers have been, it'll call some of these out as being fake or whatever. But it's weird because some people are on trusted news sources saying it's real.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. But my granddad always said,
where there's smoke, there's fire.
No, well, he may have said that too, but he always said, you pay attention to the way a woman spends money, and if she's got a high upkeep, you probably don't want anything to do with her.
Yeah.
I digress. I married you anyway.
Oh, whatever.
But one woman we can count on spending all of our money wrong is Lady Liberty. So,
and everybody's attached to her.
And it doesn't matter if you're left or right. It's a weird world we live in. So sex changes in Guatemala. I don't understand. I don't get it. The only thing I can come up with is some lobbyist wanted a sex change. It was going to have to go to Guatemala to get it, and they shoved that in one of those 5,000 page bills,
omnibus bills.
Yeah, nobody reads, and that's a big problem with all this stuff too. Is like
a lot of this gets slid through.
Yeah, man, it gets slid through. Nobody's paying attention to what's being written,
and nobody's going to with that many pages.
No, not at all. What about 2.6 million to encourage Chinese prostitutes to drink responsibly?
I mean, is there a responsible amount of drinking in that job?
When the bill was originally passed or whatever, it was supposed to be I think the basis of it was to study HIV and AIDS.
And the spread of it.
And also drinking. Like it was all just written in together. What I think the money wound up going to, as far as I can tell, is they just tried to encourage Chinese prostitutes to drink more responsibly because...
So that they keep their mind right and use protection.
No, I always like my Chinese prostitutes a little on the sober side, you know what I mean?
Yep. Once again, real important for us here.
Yeah. What else you got?
How about the $592,000 to study why chimps throw shit?
I remember that one. That was a long time ago. It was like 2011 or something like that. That was, yeah. Oh, I mean, it's just, you know what the problem is we got too much money.
Or just in too many areas. I'm saying, like, why are you, what are you doing over there to get the shit thrown at you? To make it so important that we've got to put it in a bill and send some money over there to figure it out.
Somebody was at a zoo in St. Louis. This is what was going on. Like one of these politicians was in a zoo in St. Louis and a chimp threw shit at him and he was like, figure it out. I don't care what it costs.
Or on one of those big, big game hunts. Like trekking through the jungle.
Running from a lion. Chimp threw shit at me. I don't know, man. Kind of crazy.
Like, what would we gain from that knowledge is what I wonder. Like, stay away from chimps. Yep. How far of a range can they throw at? Is that like what we're trying to figure out?
I didn't write this one down, but wasn't that long ago. They were spending money to find out if they could turn rats gay, and I'm like, okay, it's cool if you want to study that, that's fine, but what the fuck are you going to do with that research?
Right.
You know, what's the agenda here, man?
Where are we going with it?
Like, you going to start putting shit in our fucking food? I don't know.
Why do we need to know this information?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's good to know things, but, you know, what do you do with it after you know it?
Yeah. Knowledge is dangerous. Sometimes.
To some people it is. Knowing how to merge in and on interstate, that's really valuable information. It's education that everybody needs. I bring that up because if I had the money, I would spend a bunch of money to study interstate drivers. You know, like the people who want to go 45 on the interstate when there's a perfectly good highway right next to it that runs lateral, you know, or parallel.
But they just want to get where the traffic's supposed to be 30 miles an hour faster.
Yeah, both highways take them to the same place. They'll get on the interstate for 2 exits, and one of the speed limits is 45 and one of them 70. And it doesn't matter if it's listen, Ford Rangers, Toyota Tacomas, those Hyundai Sonatas, all the little trucks.
Some of the Mercedes are pretty bad too.
Yeah. I mean, we're making a demographic out of all of all 16 of our listeners. But listen, man, it doesn't mean they're bad vehicles. It just means, like, you know, as a truck driver, I noticed like it's repeat offenders. You know, Ford Rangers all day long.
I think I can.
I drive a F-150. We've got friends with Ford Rangers, but Ford Rangers is one, like, it's either they're driving them as fast as they possibly can, or they're not driving them at all. You know what I mean? Like
they're gonna blow up, or they're gonna glide down the road.
They're coming to us. Yeah. They're coming into a crashing halt. All right, what else we got, Courtney? Mention something.
We got $30 million for crack pipes.
Can you imagine that conversation?
And this was supposed to be like responsible drug use kits.
Listen, that's 44 million crack pipes. That is, they said it was 75 cents a piece, that, you know, if the government was going to have them made. And that would give crack pipes to 28% of our adult population here in this country. Nobody asked me if I want a crack pipe. What about you?
I'm just thinking of you the other night we were talking about it. It's like, get off the fentanyl.
That's what it
Get
was.
on the crack.
The fentanyl's killing them. We got to get them off the fentanyl. We got to get them on the crack. You know, get them smoking the crack again.
And I can remember whenever, like, working in the convenience store, whenever they outlawed all the little roses in the glass tubes, because that was considered paraphernalia. You couldn't sell it in there because crackheads would come in and get them.
Yeah. See, they're giving away these crack pipes and they're paying somebody to follow them around to get them back in the fucking penal system, man. Right?
Probably. Yeah, because the war on drugs.
Speaking of the war on drugs, didn't they waste a bunch of money on the war on drugs?
They did.
I mean, just every fucking year.
And that was in Afghanistan.
Oh, that was a war on drugs in Afghanistan.
$1.something million daily between 2007 and 2018.
Wow, that's funny because I have it in good information that we use Afghanistan to grow heroin.
Well, it was for opium that they were trying to stop, and it actually increased it.
I think
the production. How did that happen?
Well, I think what happened, I mean, I think the reason why we use Afghanistan to grow opium is for the medicine that goes in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of that opium is just turning into heroin at some point. I don't know. But yeah, get them off the fentanyl, get them back on the crack, get somebody to follow him around. Joey, get his ass, throw his ass back in the penitentiary.
Make money off of them there,
$80,000 a year, child support from Uncle Sam.
Yep.
Man, what it does raise the question, like, what in the hell is the agenda behind a lot of this spending? It's completely bonkers.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man. It's off the rails. It's like, I don't know. And as far as the crack goes, you know, I'm subject to a couple drug tests every, month or whatever. I got to stay clean, but I'll have, you know, like I will be the first to say that I've had my experiences with drugs in the past and no regrets. But I always like my crack a little on the like non-GMO side. I mean, adding nothing to it. You know, call me a purist, but yeah, that I liked it before it was crack. Didn't have to add anything to it to make it good. It was already good. I don't understand crack. I mean, I've never done it either, but it just, we're gonna take some of this stuff over here. We're gonna dilute it down by 90% and
harden it.
Yeah, harden it. Whatever they do with it. I don't understand it. But
why we needed to combat that in Afghanistan with our money? I don't know.
I don't have a clue. Oh yeah. Yeah, we went to Afghanistan, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I went back to the crack. You'll always find me if you can't find me, if you don't know where I'm at in the podcast.
Just
on
follow the circle.
This episode right here, I'm probably just following the crack around. One of my buddies on Facebook said, he said, I got some crack, not the drug kind, the plumber's kind. I was like, yeah, I'm feeling that in my core, bro. All right, what else we got? $465,000 to study gambling habits in Uganda. What is that?
Yeah, like what are our tax dollars figuring out for us there?
They rolling bones over there. They got casinos.
While we promote lottery in every corner. I mean, that's gambling everywhere. But we need to know the gambling habits of another country's citizens. Like, why don't you just go sit in a Shell station? You'll see the gambling habits.
Oh my fucking God. Yeah. Like some of these convenience stores are starting to feel like casinos.
Yeah,
and you can't get in line to buy your shit because you got so many people just standing up there just crowding the scratch off ticket things. So I've even said to them, I've said to some of them like, hey man,
you want to get out the way?
There's a casino 17 miles down the road if you cross the Missouri line. Like you can go over there and you can put money in slots and stuff. And
sit there all day.
You may have better odds. And they were like, I don't know, man. You get pretty good odds on these scratch off tickets. I said, you ever read the back of one?
It's not good odds.
Not good odds at all, buddy.
No.
Like I'm not saying some people don't hit it rich every once in a while or hit it good every once in a while, but how much money do you have to spend? It isn't going
to be the ones that are in there every day.
No.
That are even getting it remotely close.
I'm $12,000 down this year. I'm hoping to hit the 500 on the jumbo bucks.
I won 5,000, but you paid 50 this year. Good job.
Right. Shit like that. And did we already mention $30 million for condoms to Gaza?
Nope.
Somebody wants those bastards to quit breeding.
It cost us 5 cents. To make them here in the U.S.
That's a lot of condoms. How many condoms is that?
That is as many as there are U.S. citizens, just about.
Probably more.
Yeah.
How much? How many cents?
5 cents.
5 cents. So there's 20 condoms for every dollar. There's 30 million. So 30 million times 20, that's 600 million. Is that right? Yeah. Because that's 30 million times 10.
Yeah, so it's twice our population.
It's twice our population, man.
That's a lot of condoms.
And you got to think it's just for the adults.
The adult. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, like, to an extent anyway, right? But I didn't realize how many people Gaza had. What they say?
It's 200 million.
Yeah, 200 million. That's
along the Gaza Strip.
That's 2/3 of what the U.S. has pretty much. I think the U.S. is up to about 350.
318, something like that.
I don't know. I don't know.
300 and something.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing, but yeah, it's over 300. And so, yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of people, yeah.
A whole lot of condoms.
That's a whole lot of condoms.
That's a lot of brown bags.
What's the inspiration for that? They ask for them? They're like, hey, we need some condoms over here? Or is it like, one of those things where like, yeah.
Is it more AIDS prevention? How did it get in the bill?
I wonder if Israel talked them into it. Like, hey, can you send these fuckers some condoms? And I'm not picking sides. I don't know shit about nothing, man. I'm just saying, like, I know they're into it over there. That's their stuff. Let them.
Right.
Like, and I want nothing more than peace. But, I mean, the shit happens, right? Like, I'm not going to walk on eggshells. I'm very unapologetic. I'm not really worried about it.
Not politically correct.
Never. I'm never. No.
Fair warning.
We'll never claim to be. But yeah. I just curious as to how that does end up in a bill. Is that like in my mind, I'm thinking, like somebody from Israel is like, hey,
we need some help controlling
they've got
this
enough
population
people
over here.
Drop them off some condoms. And Gaza gets them and they're not even happy about it. They're like, fuck you. Just for that, we will breed more.
Right.
We'll breed hard. We're going hard in this motherfucker.
Kind of like the countries that burn up all the Monsanto seeds. Like, we don't want your damn seed.
I don't blame them.
I don't either.
Yeah, no, we did. We went over there. I think Bill Gates went over there to somewhere. Was it South America or was it Africa? Somewhere?
I think it was in Africa.
Just planted a bunch of.
No, he just brought a food or like a whole truckload of seed.
They actually planted some crops somewhere, and the citizens burned it down. Like starving. The nation was starving,
and they'd rather starve than eat that.
Yeah, because they're one with the land.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, what was the money that we spent to encourage somebody to wear
1.2 million to encourage Ethiopians to wear shoes?
Fuck that noise.
And it was supposed to be to prevent infection and wounds. But they're a different culture. Like that's something the U.S. just doesn't get.
We don't get it. Yeah, we want everybody to be like us.
Yeah, it's like, we're wearing shoes. Why aren't you wearing shoes? Let's send you some money and give you some pamphlets.
Yeah.
To encourage you of the reasons why you need to wear shoes. Because I'm sure that's all it was a bunch of pamphlets. Because it was just encouraging them to wear shoes.
And there's something about that where we were like, you're into foraging.
Yeah.
And so you read a lot of what is it called? Holistic or whatever?
It's just natural
stuff.
remedies and healings and beliefs of being one with nature and the benefits of it. And part of that is
walking around barefooted.
Get your butt out there on that ground barefooted, not on the concrete.
Yeah.
Like, get out in the grass.
That's where when you look at somebody and they're grounded, they've got, that's a grounded individual. That's where that comes from, because, we are an electrical circuit.
Right.
And when we connect with the source of
all these shoes with rubber soles just kind of block the capacity to ground. Yeah.
To be grounded. So you see a lot of cultures meditating,
taking shoes off and
they'll make sure they have nice, good contact with the ground, so they can become grounded, one with the earth. And when I think about Ethiopia, I think about a culture that's one with the earth.
Yeah, very, very natural.
What is this? $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt. Have we already talked about it?
No.
Okay, $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt. Can you imagine the conversation?
And was that 6 million or 6 billion?
I hope million.
Okay.
But
like, for some reason, my mind was thinking billion on that, but I
may have wrote it wrong.
Who knows? But regardless, like, we've got cities here that need rebuilding.
Washington, D.C. That's
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York.
And like
Birmingham, Alabama.
I get it if you've got extra and you don't have a bunch of your own problems to deal with. But what are we doing here? We just keep sending money everywhere to fix everybody else's problems while we're sitting here with some of the same stuff.
There's nothing wrong with helping people when you got it. But, like, I'm wondering if half of this shit these people even want. Like if they even ask for it.
Or if it's really what it's even going to, or if it's just being put down.
Yeah.
Because they need that money going for something else.
Man, like what's her name? Caroline
Levitt, yeah.
I was listening to her talk, and she said something about, Elon Musk. I guess he found that the Air Force, we were paying the Air Force. We were wasting $1,280 per paper cup for the Air Force.
And did that come from Caroline?
I don't know.
Okay.
But then there was also like, I can't remember if she was the one that mentioned it or not. I've watched a lot of stuff on this wasting money today. And like I said, a lot of this stuff, like if you look it up on fact checkers like Reuters or whatever they call it, like they'll say like that didn't happen. That's
There's
not
no
real.
proof of that.
But some of the stuff they're saying that's not real is being talked about by the Trump administration right now.
Yeah. Like the condoms in Gaza. Like that was in the press secretary live reporting. And it's one of them that they're saying never happened. Now, it's supposed to be one that was stopped from going out. That doesn't mean it was never supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But maybe it didn't happen.
AI said it was real. It
Yeah.
it was signed in 2024 and it was blocked in 2025 is what it says. But I mean, God, there's so much information out there now.
Right.
You don't never know what's real and what's not. But we do know what people are talking about.
And that's what we're
talking about.
We're just if any of this is real, it's like there's a lot of humorous and kind of disturbing.
Pathetic and disturbing
thoughts here.
And then there's 1.5 to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces and business communities. And the DEI is what? Diversity,
equality, and inclusion. And that's all the trainings that have been being pushed out into all the main corporate workplaces and government-owned entities. And
you know what that is? That's us not having enough faith in Serbia to talk to their own people about diversity.
And us trying to push our stuff on someone else again.
So what that 1.5 million? That's not that much money, really. I mean, it is. It is like, but it's not that much money in the
grand scheme of things.
Especially when it's not your money and you're just blowing money. It's like I could just about imagine it's like you got 50 people, a congressman or whatever, 50 fuckers that we're gonna hire to send to Serbia to teach them how to talk to their people because we don't have enough faith that Serbia has the intelligence to teach their own people this shit.
Or the desire to.
Maybe they didn't have the desire to.
Maybe they're having to persuade them.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We're going to have to pay these persuaders $500,000 apiece, and we need 30 of them. No, it's just 1.5. We need three of them. Three of them. Three of them can knock it out, especially if they're Navy SEALs. But okay. Is there anything else? What about Iraqi Sesame Street? What do we know about that? That's something else that Carolyn Levette mentioned.
She did mention that one. It was $20 million.
$20 million for an Iraqi Sesame Street.
And that was also supposed to be to teach morals and ethnics and cultures of the world to the Iraqi kids.
Whenever we have these people back in office that's signing all these checks, I would just like to be the first to say I know a couple of podcasters that are amateurs that will do your bidding. You just send us the money. You send us the money, and we'll take care of whatever you got going on. This Sesame Street thing, I'll put some puppets on my hands, and do this shit for half the price. You give me $10 million, and I can take care of this shit. What are you doing?
You said puppets, and that reminded me of something here that I'm gonna pull up.
Okay.
Keep on.
She said, "Keep on." Like I'm not watching her trying to look up something on a computer, and I'm staring at the back of it. It's black.
Okay, so this is coming from a website called the Citizens Against Government Waste. And this is a nonpartisan, nonprofit group.
How'd I join? Is it $5?
I don't know. There is a donate button. But this was like a list of like 2024 prime cuts to save the Americans on tax dollars. And I was just kind of going through the list, looking at different stuff, and get down to where it's talking about the National Education Association and funding for National Endowment for the Humanities.
Endowment.
And National Endowment for the Arts. So you got arts and humanities.
Just a second. What is the endowment?
Endowments.
Does it making Peters bigger?
No. But I can let you think on it. But
I told y'all I should have took her back.
So the NEA and NEH had some wasteful spending in a book in 2016 called Waste Book Pokemon Go.
What?
Yep.
Waste Book Pokemon Go?
By Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona. There was dozens of absurd expenditures.
Okay.
And one of them was $206,000 for monkey puppet shows.
Monkey puppet shows.
And $1.7 million for a hologram comedy club.
That'd be kind of cool. But why should we pay for it?
Right.
I could see the hologram comedy club thing. I remember listening to some comedians talk about, was this during the pandemic?
This was before the pandemic.
Okay, like comedians were struggling during the pandemic. They were trying to do like Zoom meeting type shows, and they they were having to like stream themselves in a living room in front of you in your living room, and a lot of them enjoyed the experience, but a lot of them like I could just about imagine.
Yeah, you're used to being in front of a actual live crowd, feeding off of that.
Yeah,
to keep doing your comedy, and
I wonder how much money we could get for the dog. Got an Anatolian Shepherd. I'm just kind of curious if anybody would like, if anybody in the government want to sign a check for whatever kind of experimentation you want to do with an Anatolian Shepherd.
How about
he's a good
boy.
Letting
him go join the Doggy Hamlet show that they paid $30,000 for?
30,000?
Yeah,
I'll take 30,000 for him.
And they were then given $75 million more to go spend during the CARES Act.
Do what?
They were given $75 million more to go spend on stuff like monkey puppet shows and stuff.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
Excuse me. 75 million from puppet shows?
No, the government just gave them more money.
Yeah.
To go spend on random crap.
On random crap?
Yeah.
Like, we're going to give you $30,000 for the initial show, but we'll sign a bonus of $75 million.
Like, after all this,
yeah,
they give them more money in the CARES Act.
The same
organizations, yes. $75 million more.
I got the wrong job. I need a job in this shit. Whatever this shit happens to be, I need a job.
Yeah. Well, how about, while we're talking about why do we got to pay for it? How about the $2 million they paid for Hollywood to write better TV scripts?
I know what that was about.
Yeah, it's called Agenda.
Yeah. Look, I'll give you $2 million to start writing movies that make me look good.
TV shows that push our stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Help push this agenda out here. $2 million ain't shit though.
No, it isn't. It's a multi-billion-dollar
Hollywood
industry.
was like, yeah, we'll use that $2 million and buy some new computers.
Some cables.
Yeah, some
lighting.
Some cables and some lighting. That's what we'll do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still like.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You got anything else?
I don't.
Okay. That's fine. Listen, man, this will be a nice, short little episode. How short was it?
Right at 30 minutes.
30 minutes is perfect. So, we will be continuing the restaurant dive, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
The tipping dive and all that stuff. But we have people lined up for interviews, and we didn't want to let the show just sit still that long. So, hopefully we got an interview coming up this weekend, if not 2 interviews coming up this weekend. Also, if anybody out there that's listening is in the service industry, and you greatly depend on tips for your living, and you would like to come on the show and be interviewed, drop us an email at
opexchangepod@gmail.com.
That's OPEXCHANGE POD at gmail.com. Like, got one guy in the car like writing that shit down. Because I've been there. I'm like, they would say it, and I'd be like, I wish they'd spell it. And then they start spelling it, and then I just like slam on the brakes. Hit the.
And it's the mergers that are the problem.
I've got to write shit down. I've got things to do. I can't play on my phone.
Yeah.
Can't screenshot or anything. I gotta write shit down. So
oh, you could just do a voice note.
That's playing on the phone.
Nope.
My voice recorder's on my phone.
Yeah, but you can activate it with your voice.
I say, "Hey Siri" all the time, and she don't pick up.
Well, most of the automated things don't understand your.
Yeah, they can't understand what I'm saying. Is it because I got Google? Like, it's because I got a Samsung?
Possibly.
What's the bitch's name over there?
Alexa.
Alexa.
Is it? No.
Bixby.
It's.
I don't know. She never picks up.
What is it?
I don't know.
Because Siri is definitely iPhone.
Yeah. I can't ever get it to pick up. I'll be like, hey, Google. I'll be like, hey, Bixby. Hey, Siri. You know, like, none of it works. I can't get anything.
You need it like our remote that you ain't even got to try to talk to it and it's trying to listen to you.
Our remote is a spy. Okay, listen, I guess that's it. What do y'all want to do? You want to keep on?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's end it. You guys have a good one. We'll take all that was in Uganda.